Hi guys, welcome back to Bunny Brick Designs. So it's Sunday before Velvet surgery that I'm filming this. So I don't have any updates on her. I know you guys are seeing this probably a week later. Like I said, I will post information in the description as to how she's doing after her surgery. Once I get that, I can go back and edit the videos. So I figured today, seeing that I have my last day of Thanksgiving vacation, I am going to work on finishing up the Treasures bead box from the Curated Bead box. And I know in the last two videos we did these and I put them on an earring card. I think it goes really well with the brownish beige marble. So I make my own earring cards. They're just cardstock. And if you want to see how I make these, and actually normally I finish the backs, but this one, I ran out of paper. I'm waiting for that to come in from Amazon. And if you hear ruckus in the background, my other bunnies have out time right now. So they're going crazy. So anyways, I can show you how to do that in another video. But I started playing with designs, and so I thought this here would look really good as a, sparkly, fun necklace, and I'm going to make a pair of earrings and a bracelet. Unfortunately, these two pearls here that are in the necklace, there was only two that came in the bead box, and I don't have any of the same color gray pearl. I have some really dark ones, but I don't like the way they looked. So I'm just going to add the two pearls in on the necklace, and then on the earrings and the bracelet, I'm going to just omit the pearls. I do have one giant pearl there and one little pearl there. Unfortunately, I don't have any other pearls that came in the kit, so we're just gonna have to make do with what we've got. Anyways, so with that being said, I think we should get started. And so I'm going to be using the wire. I got it all set up here from the kit, and I'm going to put a bead stopper on one end because I do not want to lose these beads, because these bicone beads came out of my stash. They're 4mm bicones, and they're silver and crystal bicones, and they're absolutely beautiful, and they go very well with these colors. So I'm going to start stringing, if I can get these on. And so I like this design. Unfortunately, when I put it on, when I was testing it out on the wire and looking at it, it was a little bland for my taste, and I wanted to add something that kind of made these beads stand out a little bit. So I found these, if I can not throw them away, I found these bead caps in my stash, and I figured I'm going to use those, and I'm just going to adjust the camera here a little bit. But I'm going to use these on these, I don't know if you want to call them bicones, oval shape, whatever you want to call them. They fit really nicely over the ends. And I think they'll look really good to kind of give it a little bit more bling. Again, I like sparkly. I like blingy. And actually, I just realized I have another one of those pearls. Woo! So I can maybe do that either in the bracelet or the earrings. So I think that's going to look really pretty like that. I think that's going to be really good together. It makes these beads stand out a little bit more. And I'm just adjusting the camera here. Sorry, guys. Partly because I need more light, partly because you guys need to be in the center. So I hope everybody's enjoying the holiday season if you celebrate. If not, you know, that's cool too. I have decorated my entire house while I was off for Thanksgiving, and did a video last night for my friends, because I have some friends that don't get to see my Christmas lights every year, but they really love the way I do my house. So I did a video, posted it on my personal channel. And then I had another friend, her husband came over to help me put up a security light in my backyard. And he said it looked like Christmas barfed on my... well, he said it barfed in every room of my house. I thought that was kind of funny. I have a bunny at my feet again, licking and begging for treats. So yeah, so I thought that was kind of funny. And I decorate every room in my house, the halls, the bathroom, the kitchen. All right. And I have got my main design strung up here. And I really like that. I really think that's really, really pretty. Now, I don't know what I want to do for finishing yet. So I'm going to try on this side. I know I need to add some seed beads. And so I figured maybe we'll do 5 seed beads, a bicone, 5 seed beads. We're going to try that. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And see, I like that. And now I'm going to grab another set of bicones. I like to keep my beads in these plastic bags. And I do have some that are still in the trays that they came in. They're just really hard to, you know, I don't need all of these. For example, I don't need all of these out when I'm beading. I just need the color that I'm working with. So I like to take them out and put them in the bags. I'm going to try this on one side and see what I think. I'm not sure I'm going to like that. I don't think I like that. I like the 5 seed beads at the end, but that's it. I don't like that. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do next. So I am going to crimp off this side here and put the 5 seed beads on this side. Now I can do chain, I can do additional design, you know, something. I mean, I can definitely add to you know, the earrings, maybe a, ooh, that went right over those seed beads. That's interesting. So those have really big holes. You're going to have to be careful of your hole size. I don't know what I want to do. I do like that. Maybe some chain. Maybe some chain. What do you think, guys? Silver chain? Some silver chain. I think silver chain. That may be it. We may just do some silver chain. And I think we are going to, because I don't want to cut this first, we're gonna crimp. We're gonna crimp onto this. I am going to let me get some crimp beads here. And so I got some silver crimp beads, and I'm going to attempt, for the first time ever on camera, adding these bead covers, because this is going to be quite fancy. And maybe we do no seed beads on that. No seed beads. I think that'll do. So yeah, so this is me messing with my design. And I am going to crimp directly onto the chain, because this is fine little chain. And I do want to cover this so that nobody sees the transition. And so we are going to crimp nicely there, which is fine. And then I've learned a little trick that I actually saw on another YouTube channel. If I can find my crimping tool. So holding onto it like this in your crimping tool, and just putting this over, putting your crimp into the bead cap there, and then just starting to gently squeeze. It gives you a nice finished, and just keeps gently squeezing. And rounding it off. And there's still a gap there, so I'm going to continue to squeeze. Until it's a perfectly round, mostly perfectly round bead, so it gives you a finished look. And again, you can adjust with your regular pliers. And I'm going to pause this. I'm going to mess with this a bit. All right, so I've got it closed, and it looks pretty good. Now, I am going to took me a while to fidget with it, and I did end up having to redo it because that one just did not. The first one, I guess, was just defective. It did not work. Oh, and I'm about to sneeze. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. There's just something in the air today. All right, now taking off my seed beads. And I did end up stringing on, so I'm just going to make the component, and then I will figure out the size of the chain here in a little bit. I need another crimp bead. So hopefully, once I get through these, I think come Christmas vacation, I'm going to be, again, continuing to reorganize my craft room. I'm always reorganizing it because I get it into a system, and I don't know about you if you've ever had this, but you get into a system and then you realize it works okay for certain things, but then other things not so much. And then, so I've been trying to get it set up so that I have, everything I need, in a good location. All right. And I'm going to go through a few of these beads. Oops, try not to crimp the wire, but it's deciding it wants to crimp. We will uncrimp that. All right, so I just need to get this down a little bit closer. And again, I don't want it to be so loose that I can pull the beads apart, but I don't want it to be so tight that it's it doesn't bend real nice. So I want it to be able to bend, and I think that's good. And I'm going to pinch this just so that that's a little bit closer, and I think that's good. I think we're good there. Now, the trick is going to be making sure that I get the crimp bead or the crimp cover on this. Sorry about the arm in the way, guys. So making sure I get the crimp cover on this, like this one. And so again, just doing that. Again, just put it in like this. Wrap it around your crimp bead. Try to wrap it around your crimp bead. And start slowly squeezing. I know it's hard. Ooh, it's hard for you to see. It's already started to get tight enough around it, but you're going to just slowly squeeze it like this. And then turn the corners in, turn the corner in, turn the corner in, turn the corner in, squeeze it together, and just gently turning the corners in until they line up. And finish it up with the pliers. And I find there's like a loop or a round part inside these pliers, which is great because I can just then squeeze with that and make it a little more round. It's not going to be perfect, but all right, so there we have that part. And that gets that set, and it's a little tight, but I'm just giving it a little tug stretch here. The wire will stretch some, just moving it around. All right, we've got our loose component. Now, I'm thinking this is roughly 6.5, that would actually make a perfect bracelet. If we were to do that, that would make a perfect bracelet. But I want this to be the necklace. So I am going to say that's 7 inches. I'm thinking it's going to be higher up on the neck. So measuring with my fingers, I need about that much chain. And so I'm thinking maybe 7 inches, 6 inches. So I'm going to cut about 6.5 inches off of this chain. And then we are going to use a piece of wire. It doesn't have to be wire that, you know, that you're using. If this will fit in there, yes, it will. And again, I don't actually measure. Like, I used to at one point count each link, but on a chain this tiny, I'm not counting that many links. So I am just going to rough measure there and cut. And then now we have our 2 pieces of chain. And that came out of my stash. I have a lot of stuff in my stash. All right. So now we are going to basically put our findings on. And if this video is a little jumpy, sorry, I've been having to moderate bunny activity because they've been going crazy. Don't know if you've been hearing that in the background. I will apologize if you do. They needed some exercise, and unfortunately the common space that I have, being my hallway upstairs, my living room, and kitchen, everybody's been running around like crazy this morning. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's that they're just, you know, rambunctious, and this is not going on. This chain is going to drive me insane. Because I know it fits on there because I just got it on at one point. Really? I may need to break out my glasses just to see what's going on here. There we go. Got it. Oh, and it came right back off. So I know my fat fingers are in the way. All right, I got it on. It's on. Woo! All right, so that's one side. And I may use smaller jump rings. Do I have smaller jump rings? Only because I'm not liking the size of that. So I have, yes, I do have smaller jump rings. I just think that's going to stand out too much there. And I don't want it to be, I want it little. So again, don't be afraid to change your findings or change the way you're doing something. You know, so the reason why I ended up putting on the cord protectors, the wire guardians, was when I put that crimp bead on the other one, it just kept sliding up and down on the chain, and that was the one thing I didn't want it to do, because I didn't want it to be in, and hang on a second, guys, my pliers are stuck. in the container. In my tool caddy, the pliers got stuck. So I have specific designs in mind, and I don't know if you've ever had this where you have a design and it just doesn't come out the way you expect it to. I mean, it's still pretty, but, and I'm making a mess. Not that you saw, well, you saw that. Chain on first. We will be doing something with those seed beads, I think. Oh, yep. And that is why I don't like small jump rings. Where did it go? I don't know where it went, but we'll just grab another one. Maybe. I lost the jump ring. Well, we'll just grab another one for the other side. I tend to make a mess when I'm beading. When I'm not on camera doing this, usually after doing jewelry, when I'm not on camera and making a bunch of pieces, I will have to take the time to get down on the floor on my hands and knees and pick up all my extra beads that I drop. Because I'm a messy beater, I'm a messy painter. And I'm okay with that because I have fun. And that's the whole point of doing this. I enjoy sharing my designs with you. I enjoy making jewelry. I enjoy sharing my jewelry with people. Unfortunately, I hate little jump rings. So I'm just trying to get it so that I know that it's perfect, because that chain is very thin and will easily come out of this jump ring if it's got even the slightest spacing. And I can see just a little bit of spacing there. See? And I knew it. The chain came out. All right, we are going to have to I may end up using the bigger jump ring because this guy just does not want to close. All right, we're going to put another jump ring. I may end up with a couple jump rings on there. I'm going to put a jump ring on the other side. And or cutting this apart and redoing it with the chain without the covers. Or we're just using bigger. That's it. We're going to use bigger jump rings. These are just too small for what. All right, I'm going to pause you for a second, guys. All right, guys, with the help of my trusty magnifiers, I was able to get the chain on with the small jump rings. Now, I'm not going to torture myself with the clasp. I'm going to use regular jump rings on this side, because we need to have it able to clasp onto the There we go. And again, we just need to, and I'm going to put my magnifiers on for this one as well. So all I'm doing is trying to get these two ends as close together as I possibly can. And you'll feel it. You'll feel them when you're doing it. You'll feel them rub up against each other. And we're going to use a large one on this side. The beauty of these magnifiers, they're 400 magnification. So they're, I mean, everything looks like I'm zoomed in on camera. There. Perfect. All right. So that was tedious. All right. Necklace number 1. Done. Magnifiers can now come off. I think we're going to do the earrings next, and then I will do the bracelet off camera. Just because this video is already getting quite long. So, to design the earrings, I definitely want some of these bicones. And we're definitely going to need a bead cap on the bottom, because otherwise this huge, huge hole, as you can see, would, the little head pin would go right through it. And then we're going to do another bead cap, the crackle, and I think 2 bicones, 3 bicones. What do you think, guys? The 1 bicone, I think. I think that looks good. Just trying to straighten out my wire. I like that. I think that looks fun. And I'm going to grab my round nose pliers. We'll grab the old round nose. Or do I want my new round nose? Where are my new round nose? I have lost my new round nose pliers, guys. They were around here somewhere. Well, I'll find them. We'll just take the old ones for now. They'll work just fine. Ah. At least for this, anyway. I have Bunny's licking my feet again. Mostly because I think she wants a treat, and I'm ignoring her at the moment. All right, so there is number 1, and we're just gonna close that guy up like that, and then I am going to straighten out my other one. I know I have tools somewhere that I have not put everything away. I was working in another room while I was making turkey the other day, and I think I left some in there just because All right, so that's fairly straight now. And we are going to do this side. I really like this set. And design number 2, almost done. And that noise in the background is Velvet deciding she's going to eat one of her toys she's chewing on, of course, while I'm making videos. All right, that guy's got to bend a little bit more that way. All right. And we will close this guy and put some ear wires on. All right, so I always do that. I need to close it with these. There we go. There's earring number 1. And earring number 2. All right, so there you go, guys. Necklace and earrings. I will make the bracelet off camera. And that was a little painful, but hopefully the next one will go a little smoother. It's a Sunday morning. I need more coffee. So anyways, thanks for watching.